Hello and welcome to Bold Moves, Impact Africa online talk show where we get to have conversation with diverse people who are impacting lives and communities around us. My name is Kemi Akiode Adebayo, known as Mama K, and with me today I've got a special person, my sister and friend, Miss Nokuzola Malgas, who is the principal of Manyano High School in Khayelitsha, Cape Town. My dear sister,
Hi, Kemi.
Zola, can I call you Zola
Yes,
for
you
sure?
can.
What does Nokuzola mean actually?
Nokuzola means to be quiet.
Oh, to be quiet, a quiet
Yes,
person.
yeah.
Oh, no wonder you're quiet, but no, I don't think you're that quiet.
I am quiet up until I'm possibly provoked. I'm quiet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a very quiet person.
You're a very quiet person. I know that. You're calm.
I'm
You're
calm, I'm
very
polite,
calm.
and I don't easily, jump into things.
Yeah.
I always apply my mind. I think more than anything, being Nokuzola is not about being quiet. It's being somebody who knows when to speak.
Stop. And when to not.
When to act as well.
Right. Yeah. So where were you born, Zola?
I was born in the Eastern Cape, in a township called Danzane, and then I went on to live with my grandmother in the rural areas. I think I did my sub-B in a missionary school, St. Luke's.
Okay.
Sub-B, sub-A and B.
Right.
There. I never went to preschool. That time.
Those
are the new things, yeah. I'm from the old school.
And
then I went back to Tanzania to do my standard 1 up until I finished my matric. Then I came to the Western Cape.
Why did you decide to come to the Western Cape from Eastern Cape?
It was not something that was properly planned.
Okay.
A friend of mine got some forms to a particular University of the Western Cape.
Okay.
She got the form from her sister's friends that were at the University of the Western Cape then. She brought them to school. So she was giving almost everybody who was in our class to apply. And I was looking at these forms and I was like, university, me, it's not me.
Really?
Yes, to an extent that she applied for me. She said, no, why not happen? We're going there. He even went an extra mile of going to my parents at home to tell them that we are going to the Western Cape and all of that. My mother was like, Initially, my mother went to the former Transkei area. And then was so impressed with UNITHRA. She came back some other time. I think I was doing standard 10, grade 8.
Okay.
I mean standard 10, which was standard 8, which was grade 10 then, yes. And then she came back and said, you are going to the UNITHRA and all of that. And we said, for what? And I said, I like that university, we're there and all those things. And then I was like, I'm not going there. And then she applied, she did everything. I kept on receiving the some numbers, letters and things like that. I was ignoring all of those. And then I passed grade 12. I went to a college in the Eastern Cape, Dr. Xhosa training college, was a teacher's college.
Okay.
And then I started there, but there, unfortunately, because I didn't apply, I didn't do, senior teacher's diploma.
Yes.
I did a primary teacher's diploma.
Okay.
The primary teacher's diploma, we were doing, I think, about 23 subjects. Living, work, arts and culture, everything. There were so many subjects, and I looked at that and I said, I'm not going to fail. And then I still remember the other time going home, I met my friend at the highway. It's an area that is we used to get into taxis and all of that. And then I met my friend there and I told her the experience. I said, what are you doing there? No, that's not for you. Hey, my friend, I'm not copying. I was given a lot of things and look here and all of that. I said, no, put that rubbish away. We're going to the Western Cape and all of that. Then I organized myself and then got some money. I came to the Western Cape. That's how I came
Here.
to the Western Cape.
Interesting. Interesting journey. So, did you always know you were going to go into teaching?
No. It was the easiest route. When I passed grade 12, I was like, no. But I've been, when I was very young, I wanted to be a doctor.
Okay.
I think that was also initiated by my uncle, who was a doctor in Guadalajara Hospital. Then he passed away a long time ago. So he used to say, I think he used to think that I'm a very, because I was quiet, he wanted me to do some, I think,
a work that would be about helping people,
yes, not a work that will be dealing with a lot of people. So he wanted me to be a doctor, because with a doctor you are with your patients. So he used to inspire us for a lot of things in terms of focusing on our studies and a lot of things. But mainly, she would clearly state that I want you to be a doctor. So I wanted to be a doctor because of his influence. Yes, but I think even when I came to university, I initially wanted to do B.Pharm. Because I wanted to be a pharmacist, but due to some challenges selection processes, I couldn't, so I did straight BSc.
Okay. And what was your BSc in when you now, did you do pharmacy in there?
No, I didn't. Because when you are doing pharmacy first year, all of the students, they do BSc.
Okay.
Then you get selection once you are doing the first year to get to B.Pharm.
Right.
Second year.
Right. Okay. So what did you graduate with in the university then?
With BSc.
BSc.
Yes.
Okay. So your journey there from the Eastern Cape and finding yourself in the Western Cape, and then, being the principal of Manyano High School. How has that been for you? Because I know we met when you were the acting principal and everything, as they say in Afrikaans, was dear Maka at that time.
Exactly.
So how was that journey for you? The transition, from acting and the challenge, of Manyano at that time?
It was never in my wildest dream that I would ever be a principal. As you can see that, you can say also that it happened by default.
And faith.
Faith, yes.
People had faith in you.
Yeah, I think
the
fact that when I came to the school this year, and next year the principal left. And
which year was that?
That was in 2006 when I came to the school.
And when was the school founded? When was Manyano founded?
The school was founded in 2001.
2001. Okay. So you came 2006 and the principal left
in 2007 to be an acting IMG manager, the second manager. So when the principal left, we were two deputies. So I was like relaxing this as the other deputy, and the other deputy took over as an acting principal. And then 3 months down the line, the acting the principal, who was a deputy, apparently he applied to be a principal in another school around. So the letter arrived to say that he's leaving.
The job.
I remember that nightmare. It was a nightmare on that day when the secretaries were here to inform us that Miss Malgas, be ready on Monday. You are the acting principal of the school.
No.
Because this one is leaving. Like, no, it can't be. And they were like, no. You as a deputy principal, you are a principal in waiting. So this is your time. And all of that. I said, no, there's no way. Can you get a caretaker principal? And they were like, where are we going to get that person? Do you have a name? And all those things. It's like something that says, it's not going to happen. And then there we were. I think also they told us on Wednesday, Thursday, and the acting principal was already preparing himself for that other school. Was not even
ready to go.
Yeah,
take the
was not even concerned about
what happened. I'm gone.
Because even for himself as well, it was something. It was an achievement. It was getting a promotion, so you cannot blame him. Then come Friday, I think some other day we had an SGP meeting with the parents, and I somehow influenced some parents to say they don't agree with that and all of that. And some parents, they tried their best. No, Miss Malgas, no, there are these boys and all those things. How is it going to handle these boys and manage all of this and all that and all that? I think we need somebody to do it. The statement manager was clear. No, we don't have somebody. Miss Malgas is the one who's the senior person at the school. She must start Monday. Then came Monday, it was the worst weekend. It's a night.
Sleepless night.
Yes. I was thinking the briefings, the learners, assembly, all those things. Oh my gosh, all of that. But you know what? I think what made me became successful in that process, I was all out. I told everybody that colleagues who are doing this together, I've never done this, I was not ready for this, so you are here to support and to reflect. So every day I was like, how was it? Asking for, no, it did very well, it did very well. And the next day again, was it fine? And all that, I'm fine together, I'm fine. And so it was even worse on Friday. I was like asking people, tell me what's going on. Is there anything that you can
feedback? You were asking
reflect
for
as
feedback.
to what must we improve and all those things. And I think that also assisted. It assisted in terms of building some unity amongst us, one. Two, in terms of building some trust, because people were open in terms of saying that that one, and also the fact that people are telling you that no, you are doing very well. I think it's boosting also your esteem and your confidence as well. And then we started like that, and up until now.
Interesting. Malgas, how has the journey been for Manyano itself? Because you've shared with us your own personal experience there, from being a vice to, gaining the trust and unity from your colleagues. For Manyano as a school and in the area and the challenges, how has the journey been, and what are some of the challenges Manyano has had? And what are some of the successes it has had to date?
Oh, it's been quite a long journey. It was not a smooth one. I think when you start becoming a principal, especially in a school where there's been a history of male principal, already people are not are cautious. And probably they've got their own issues. We cannot run away from the fact that it's been quite it didn't come easily for people to accept females.
Still the male,
yes, as principal. So we also experienced that on
different
levels, yes. But it has never been a big issue, and I think more than anything, I think it's the attitude that I took it, or like in a very positive way. That's point number one. Number two, the learners. You are becoming the principal of kids. They are girl and boy learners. They have got also their own perception and some challenges where they feel that I might be having some problems. A problem as a boy learner in terms of so many things, including circumcision and all of that. And there's this mother whom I cannot share a lot of things with. for instance, they would go for initiation school, come back wearing the attire, and I would be boldly standing with the assembly telling them that this is a school, all of us should be in our school uniform, and we're giving you this much time for us. So, you know, such things, they will feel like maybe it's because she's a woman, that's why she's doing like that. So there will be always things that you cannot run away from the fact that people, they think that you are doing certain things because you're a woman, not because it's things that are meant to be done and they are supposed to be like that. So that's another thing. But more than anything, we're challenged by a lot of so many disturbances. One of the major ones that I can mention is the issue of gangsterism, which was a serious issue at that time, immediately when I became a principal. In fact, it was something that was there, but it was not, I think the stages were still, you know, settled. So over time, it became, it just blew. Yeah. And, you know, I never had experience in terms of dealing with that. Because it also involved a lot of things, the department, the community members, the parents, the learners, us also were not ready as teachers as well. So there was a lot that I had to learn, including as to why are we fighting as kids, and then how is this thing, how did it emanate, how it emanated, and what are the reasons for us, and how can we resolve all of these. And then, but unfortunately, because we were not quite vested in that area, we were quick to say suspension. And at the time, it was not helping us, but we were not in a position to reflect and see that this thing is not working. For as long as we're chasing them, we're happy with that. But after some time, I think we're blessed to have an opportunity to sit with our learners, and also I think we're doing visioning, where our learners were in a position to tell us that, hey, this is more than this is what is happening, and most of the time we get involved not because we wanted to, but because I was associated with somebody who did whatever, and I was not even part of that, but because they saw me working with this one, then they associated me with that, and then they were against me as well. Then I had to protect myself and fight, because other than that, I won't be surviving. So this is how we survive.
So you were listening to them?
Then yes, out of that listening, then we just have to empathize and understood, and we had better plans now. Okay,
how to handle it, as opposed to just
let's come together now. What are the options?
Yes.
What are the solutions? How best can we handle this? And then parents as well. But even parents, when we ask them to come to school initially, they would come with an attitude. You find out their parents are gangsters as well, because they come in groups, and we're like, Mama, did you go to this other one's house and that one other before you came? Why are you coming like as a group to school? All of that. Because you find out that, hey, they are ganging against you. And then even though you can come and talk to them, therefore their attitude, and all they want is that our children should not be suspended. They don't care about the fight and everything else. So, you know, it was something that you are trying to resolve something with a fight as well, because you have to defend yourself as well. So it was learners fighting, parents now are fighting teachers, and everybody is like fighting. So it was creating more problems more than coming up with solution. I think more than anything, if I can tell you that, I think it needed some more experience and some more levels of maturity. And also, you know, to get to a level where you become more spiritual, so that one can give guidance as to how best can you solve these things. And I think it was through his divine intervention that we were able to resolve most of those. As much as we cannot say they have ended, there are times when you feel like, hey, there's something there and all of that. But now, because of the experience that we've been and the history,
you know what to do and how to handle, and before it blows up again, and you can get the support of some of those who are intervened either through more learning, spiritually, you know, and all that.
And also we got to know so many organizations to help us, like Sanka, and so many organizations around NPOs.
Because you can't do it alone.
And some people to cancel our learners as well. So, and also we had some opportunity to get to our classes and talk about this as a topic in our life orientation sessions, where we talk about gangsters, how best can we manage those things and all of that, and best and mostly how to avoid.
Let's go to the successes, you know, because I know you've managed since you've been here and went from acting, you know, principal, thrown into being a principal. The success rate, the percentage of the school was so bad, you know, at that time. And now, you know, you're getting all these awards, you know, over the years. Come on, share with us some of that and how that happened.
Yes, when I started at the school, the percentage was very low. We were identified as one of the poor performing schools. It was not something that was sitting well with us, and we were not happy with that. We couldn't identify ourselves with that, but it was a fact that the school is not doing well. I think at some stage there was this notion that if the school is doing bad, it's more reflecting on the management. But in particular the principal. So we used to fight with the department in relation to that. And in our references, we use the soccer, you know, soccer.
I was just going to say that. The football team, if the team is not doing well, it's the coach.
So it was apparently like that even in schools, that if the school is not doing well, the principal. And I was not happy with that. You know, that thing was not sitting very well with me at all. I was like, it was like something that was really, you know, itching.
Right.
At that time. And then I'm one person who always, as much as I don't like what you are saying, but when I do have time, I do have my own reflections. So at some stage I felt, okay, I've been a principal of the school, and unfortunately when you become a principal of the school, most of the time you have to be the one who is willing to go for development. Otherwise, most of the time it's something that says you apply, do it, you know. So at some stage I'd have to identify that, okay, there are some training workshops that I need to attend. So I have to identify, and I attended them. Some really assisted me, but to a certain extent. Then I had to go further in terms of looking away from the Department of Education. What else can I do? And some of the opportunities that came along, like the Umlambo Foundation, which was really helpful, because there we had an opportunity of doing a leadership course that was dealing with exactly what we wanted. We did people management, we did education leadership in the South African context. So what was so interesting in that course is that we were talking particularly what is happening exactly in our school, in our own context. And I had an opportunity, each and every principal that was part of that pilot project of that course had an opportunity to share what is happening in his or her own province, in his or in her own school. And as a group we were able to talk about that, like share some, you know, some
good practice.
Some principals were much more matured and more experienced than we were. We were very young.
Had more exposure.
So there's a lot that we really experienced.
That's the Lamb Foundation is the one by Dr. Kumzile, who is the executive director for you. She used to be a teacher.
Yes, she was. She shared a lot with us, and I think we also learned a lot from her. She was very passionate about that. And also we had Columba, which was a leadership project for learners, where our learners and us as teachers were taken for an academy, like a full week academy, and then we were talking about some of the problems and solutions, values, almost everything about the school. That also assisted me as well as a principal. I learned a lot from that experience. So there's a lot that I really involved myself in terms of sharpening my skills and also learning more about leadership as a principal. So if I can add all of those things, I think they made me to do things differently, manage differently, and also influence people better. Because we can influence people even if we are doing something wrong. Everybody will do the same thing that we are doing. So if we are somebody who's reflecting, and at times, as much as you do some visioning with the entire staff, but you need to have your own vision. Where do I want to take the school to within the next 5, 10, 20 years, whatever, if you are still around. So those are the things that really assisted me. I still remember attending a course at I think at UCT, and we're in UCT School of Business, Business School of, we had an opportunity to have a guest who was the Vice Chancellor of that institution. And from a lot of things that I learned from her, I still have this one that he said, you just need possibly a simple vision, something that says, as a principal of the school, I'll be happy if I leave that school, ensuring that whoever enters that institution will leave with a metric certificate. That was so inspiring for me, quite motivating, and it sat with me from that day onwards up until today. And that is what we should be doing as schools. And then we also had an opportunity in the same course, I think it was at UJ, where one of the professors was just unpacking the fact that we are employed by the Department of Education. He said, we are employed by the Department of Education with some minimum requirements that are written in a PEM document. Those minimum requirements are requiring each one to do at least the minimum. And out of that, you get the minimum requirement. When people are making laws about the 30% and 40%, I'm saying maybe people do not understand. Those are the minimum requirements. And there should be a measure of saying that this is the least you can get. But it does not mean that you can get that. You cannot get less than that. So when our learners are failing, we are unable to get 100%, of which Manyano is also failing to do that. We have not received 100%. We have not met the minimum requirement. Because with the minimum requirement, it says all other learners can get 30% times 3 and 40% times 3 in 6 subjects and fail 1 subject. And all our learners can fail if you can meet that minimum requirement. So we are not meeting that minimum requirement. Do you get my point?
Yes.
And with that minimum requirement, the department is expecting 100% of us. And then he unpacks how to meet a minimum requirement. You meet the minimum requirement by ensuring you are doing the minimum requirement of coming to school on time, every day, well prepared, and delivering a quality lesson. So if you are failing with that minimum requirement, you won't get that 100%. So as much as we are having some, excellent results today, with so many bachelors, we had 88 of our learners getting bachelors last year. But still, we have failed the minimum requirement because we still have learners that have failed, So I think when you are talking about those things are the things that are helping you to get a proper vision. That your vision should be in line with that the employer. The employer wants all of our learners to pass at a minimum requirement of that. So when you are doing an extra mile, you are not trying to meet the minimum requirement. Obviously, the minimum requirement should be
there.
So when you're doing an extra mile, extra classes, extra Saturday, you are improving that 30-40% to 50% at least, so that at least all your learners can get bachelors, to some A's, whereby some of your learners can get some distinctions. So if you are failing to get the minimum requirement, you will fail also to get the rest, you know. So we still have a lot of challenges, as much as we have managed to do that. But with my just a small summary, when I started in school, we were an underperforming school. We had 59.5%. The next year 47%, the other year 48%, the other, and you know, once you are getting low to 48 and 42, we are still doing much more better than in terms of the hard work.
Yes.
But somebody came to say sometimes you just have to work smarter rather than harder. Then we also unpack that. How best can we work smarter so that we can do some of the things? Then we have to look at how learners are learning today and how can we fit into that. And if you want to get excellent results, how best can we use what the system is using to make sure that we come at least closer, so that we can assist our learners, so that by the time they go and write examination, we are clear and we are sure that they are ready and they are well prepared. So that's what we are doing at the school currently, and I don't want to lie, every time I think about it, I don't regret not quitting, because at some stage I was challenged, I wanted to quit because I said, I'm doing my best, I'm sacrificing a lot of my time, but these results are not coming. So over time we went to 65%, it was a big thing to the school. And also, but we felt that no, we're still coming. We once had results at 83 in the past when I was not here yet. So we can go to 83. So we pushed again. We went to 80, 81, 86, 84, 86, 90.
I know! Who knows? 90, I couldn't believe
we have reached the threshold and all of
and
that.
Then the bar is high.
Then it was something that says, and then maintenance. How to maintain and also stay to 100. So we're still on that journey of getting to 100, as well as we want to maintain our results. Currently, we have 277 learners that passed grade 11, and some 5 more that came from last year's group. Because of some challenges, they couldn't write the exams. So we've got 282 learners in total. It's quite a very heavy task to make sure that we get to that 95.6 and up.
Wow.
Because our competition is Manyano's results last year's, so we have to beat that.
You have to compete with yourself.
We are competing with
not with anybody,
no, not at all.
but it's about, you know, we've already done that.
We can't make
how
it
can we do that?
With others. We're competing with ourselves, so our learners, they are aware. And I like the fact that, you know, when the learners were coming to fetch the results, 2020 learners, I was laughing, because then I was a real mother. You know, they said a mother is like, is always on both sides. So when they were coming, on that day we were challenged with water. There was no water from 10 o'clock. So we made a decision that if the water will be coming at 4, there's no way that can keep learners up until then. So we'll request all learners to leave at 12. So it was a decision that was taken even before, because we got some notice a day before that says that there won't be water tomorrow. So by the time we told them, it was on this day now that the other group is coming to fetch the results, 2020. So the 2021 learners, we told them that we are leaving at 12 and all of that. So all other learners, they left except grade 12. And I was told that, principal, grade 12 are still here. They said they are waiting for the afternoon classes. They said, no, there won't be afternoon classes, or we don't have what. And the teachers, they went to tell them. And then they came to me. They wanted to check the class reps. Principal, I sure that we were leaving. Why you are leaving? Now you are into these old learners of yours. You forgot about us. You don't take care of us. I said, how can I do this? I can't do that. And then the 2020 class were like around, like critiquing everybody. So I wanted to make sure that they don't hear me. I said, 2020 learners, you are coming to the ward. Go to the ward. Go to the ward. They said, whoa, you are into them. You are into them. I said, no, I can't. I don't care about these ones. They are gone.
They've left.
Yes. Mine is about you now. Don't worry about it. Yes, Principal. Yes. You're forgetting. They didn't make 100%. I'm like, that's my
So they're giving you the reassurance that don't worry, we are going to get the 100%. Yeah, but we are going to. Wow, that's
so I liked that, and I was like, oh no.
That's a beautiful one. Wow, me and you can go on, and I know we've more or less run out of time.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot, I still want to kind of ask you, but I will indulge and, go over one or two, if you don't mind, because I know it's really, really important for me. So we will go over the time a little bit. What are the current needs, for Manyano? I know there was a time, through the Alexander Forbes and Mr. Cello, we helped with the hall, and so on, which we're thankful for. And there's been other people as well that have impacted the school in various ways. What are the school needs at the moment? Not that I'm going to say I'm going to make it happen, but what are the current school needs? What two items? Because there could be a long one, but what are the two items that are the current school needs?
Currently, we are faced with the challenge of a library and a librarian. We do have
I thought we upgraded the
library.
Yeah.
No, we do have a media center which we are using as a library. But it can't operate fully as a library.
Right.
With our system now, learners are here till 5 o'clock.
Okay.
At that time, libraries are closed.
Right.
But the easiest for them to access library books or any material from the library is for them to do so during the school time. So, but the challenge is that we can't have a librarian with our staff establishment. Somebody who's going to be based there and make sure, because with the current system now, where we ask teachers also to go to be in the library and then another teacher the other day, we are losing track of the books, and also somebody who's trained in terms of making sure that how do we make sure that whatever book goes to the learner, we have a track record of when is that book supposed to be here and is it here and all of that. So with our current system, because we've got a lot of administration work, we are happy to give learners book and we are hoping that they will come back. So if they don't come back, the tracking record in terms of making sure, no, so-and-so was supposed to be doing this and supposed to bring the book on the 25th and it didn't, and then how to make sure that we can't make it, So if you can have a full-time librarian who can be there so that he can, at least for the full day, work on that with our learners, it can really assist us. And also make sure that we've got proper books, because at the moment we've got lots of fiction books.
Right.
So we'd love to also have that, which are also assisting. We're grateful for them because they are assisting in terms of reading and writing of languages. But with what we are doing, we need some more books that learners can use for research in all subjects: math, science, history, geography, life sciences, and all of that. So there's that, which is a major challenge at the time at the school. The second one, we've got a lot of cry from the parents. Most of our parents, they want their kids to be at the school. Unfortunately, we cannot. We're taking kids on the basis that we've got a certain number of grade 12. For instance, last year, we have 214 grade 12 learners. Then we have to take more or less 220 grade 8s. And other than that, we cannot take more because we are going to place them at the school. So unfortunately, that seems to be a very small number considering the number of applications that we get. We get more than 1,000 applications.
Wow.
So to choose from those, and yet those learners don't have reports because they are applying with a grade 6 report. To choose from those, it's very difficult at all. We can't even use the fact that we take learners from this area. because our kids are coming from all over the show. They are coming from side B, side C, Khayelitsha sections, Harare, Makasa, and all of that. So we have to take learners from all those areas. Now it becomes a challenge to take those, and
what's the school population?
They are not taking that
moment?
well. Currently, we are having 1,289 learners from grade 8 to 12.
Okay. So the parents are not happy with that, and there's no other school.
They strongly believe that they applied on time, officially did, which is acknowledged. We are happy for that. And they don't see any reason as to why my child cannot be accepted. And unfortunately, we don't also have an excuse as to why I'm not taking your child, except the fact that we cannot take more.
Wow. Okay, well, we'll stop there. Really
so, if possible, in terms of the needs, we can have possible an extended number of classes and buildings, where we can at least have 4 to 5 or 6 extra classrooms where you can take more. There will be challenges with those as well in terms of other things as well. But at least if you can have that accommodation, because there are times we wish to take learners.
And has the school got the space for the accommodation?
We do have the space, there's plenty of space. As well as sports fields, you know.
We've been talking about that sports field
our learners are still not able to play at school or to stay longer for whatever, because we don't have space. We do have a mod center at the school, which we are grateful for, and we do have coaches that are assisting our learners in so many sports codes, but unfortunately they play on the sand. It's pathetic. The field you have, you know, it's pathetic. So, huge things. I'm not a magician to wave the word, but anything is possible. You know, if we have faith, and you know, me and you, we would always have faith. Like, it might not happen now, but it will happen in the future,
and at some time. So there's a lot there, and there's a lot to still wanting to find out more about you, more about what kind of future you see for our youth and things like that. But what I'm thinking is we might come back again where we can even interview some of the learners and staff along yourself, where we can even ask them, what they feel. So if that's okay with you,
that's perfect.
All right. So we will come back. We don't know when, but we will come back to do that. But I want
to say their own big dreams as well.
I know.
They want the dining room.
I know.
That, kids. The boarding school.
Anyway, we'll take it one step at a time. But before we go, I just want you to share anything, tip or advice, or anything you want to share, but directly to the viewers. Whatever you want to share, anything at all. What we've said, what we haven't said, just for about a minute, but I wanted to speak directly to the viewers to share that.
Okay. I think mainly is to thank you guys for considering coming to Manyano High School. We really appreciate. There are so many schools that we could have gone to, but you chose to come to our school. Most of the time, we always feel that what we're doing is not appreciated. And most of the time, it seems as if it's not seen by anybody. So when you come, I think it's an opportunity for people to know that there are good schools in our township, and that's what we are working towards, ensuring that our learners, most of them, our school is an office school. Parents are not paying school fees, but we do ask for voluntary contribution of 250. Officially, your parent does not want to pay, that's it. There's nothing that we can do. But with that, as it may, 250 per year.
Per year?
Yeah. Because what you shouldn't be asking for any office.
I know.
Yes, but what we are getting from the department is not enough for us to do all the things that we want to do for our kids. the reason why the school is an office school is because parents are coming from, most of our kids, are coming from child-headed homes. There are no parents. But mainly others, they are coming from home where there are parents, but they are unemployed. We are in this area of Ilitaba. You find out that less than 10% of our kids are coming from this area. Most of them are coming from Harare, Dovini, side where there are squatter camps and parents are literally not working and there's no hope that they will get a job anytime soon. So there's that. They are depending on social grants from the government in order for them to make ends meet at home. So we've got this vision in our school that when our kids are coming to the school, they should be coming to a school where they are having a walking distance and get into the school without paying a cent. Get tuition, the best quality kind of education, the one that's meeting the global standard. At the school where they pay nothing and excel in whatever that they are doing and leave the school with a bachelor's qualification. And probably they go to universities and do their career of choices and come back to Khayelitsha and assist their parents, siblings, and everybody, and particularly the community of Khayelitsha. So this is our vision, and we are working very hard to make sure that we don't disappoint those parents. Some of them are great parents. They do everything to make sure that the grandchild gets the best. And if they had money, they would take those kids to the best schools, maybe along on the other side of the railway line. But unfortunately, their only hope is Manyano High School. So when we are approaching our kids, we're approaching them with that, kind of mindset. And we would love to have our kids to come to the school. But we know that they will come to the school because we believe in what we are doing. Not because we want to do it for teachers or for well-off people. We want to do it for the kind of people that are supposed to be coming to the school, and we don't measure what we give them on the basis that they are poor. We give whatever that we can give and give them the best of what we have because we want to change lives. Yes. So that is it. And thank you for this opportunity.
Wow, that was a lot that you said there, and I'm still writing now. For me, I'm just so humbled with the work you're doing and with your team, the staff, including the non-teaching staff, because they're all part and parcel of, creating an excellent school. So, well done for impacting lives. We've been on this journey together with you guys for how long? 6? How many years?
Since 2010.
Yeah.
10 plus years.
Yeah. Oh my word. I can't even believe it. So, you said something there about whether you're being noticed or not, or appreciated, and what you're doing, whether it's doing enough. My encouragement to you is, I know it's daunting, having 1,289 learners from low income background, living in the squatter camps in the area where it is mostly, negative things happening. But you should be proud of yourself and your team, that even if it's one life or one child, that you manage to turn around for good. That is enough. I know it's, as a teacher, probably you want it to be everybody, and you shouldn't really segregate or separate. However, the reality on the ground is different. Where parents might withdraw children might get pregnant because they see no hope, and a lot of other things that you've spoken about before. However, I want you to feel blessed, that you've been a blessing, you know, even during this time, that yes, the ones who have finished, the ones who have left, you know, they're hopefully making a difference, whatever they're doing. It might not be where they want to, but we're hoping as well amongst them, they will be the ones that will shine, and you know, but sometimes life is not just about success and out there, but you could be successful even just, you know, having a shop in the front of your house, selling yama or whatever it is, and you're happy and you're impacting life. So, you know, that's the ratio of what success is. So well done. Well done.
Thanks, Kelly.
I continue to pray for you each time. You know, I love you and I appreciate you. We don't see, COVID has created that distance for us, but still, you're in my prayers, and I really feel, you know, there's a lot more to come from Manyano, and much, much more to come from you. So God hasn't finished with you. God has only started. And the way you've been calm, like your name, quiet, you're quietly going to be, you know, moving up, you know, there. In whatever journey that God has for you. You know, so I wish you all the best, and I pray that God's grace and His mercy will continue to be yours. And we'll see what we can do. I know our graphic and video man, Mr. Mugabe, is not happy with me just now because we've gone over time, way over time. However, you know, this is important, and you have a meeting as well to go into now. But thank you, and we pray, you know, and wish you all the very, very best. That the right people, God will keep giving you the right people, the right organizations to support with all these needs, be it space, be it sports field, be it the librarian, you know, that is needed. It will come somehow. So just keep having faith.
Thanks, Kelly.
All right.
Highly appreciated.
You're welcome. Well, guys, that is all we have time for. We've gone way over time, but well worth it. Remember, this is Mama K signing off till next time. God is love. And yeah, love you all. God bless.